Well, Greg Gutfeld has some sage words of wisdom for his fellow late-night host, Jimmy Fallon, who's been accused of toxic workplace behavior in a scathing piece in Rolling Stone, attributed to anonymous sources.
They're trying to Ellen DeGeneres you, and they're sad cowards and bags because they don't like people like you. He's a gentle, sweet person. He's great at everything but hiding his own. And that's the problem here. If the drinking story is true, that's sad. If the drinking story isn't true, that's evil, because he's being targeted for fake and possibly real reasons to get him fired. Again, he's being Ellened. But the most important thing is, dude, you gotta stop with the apologizing. You are apologizing all the time, and you're apologizing to the people who will never forgive you. None of those people like you. How dare you apologize to anonymous people? Anonymous people who go to Rolling Stone, a sham of a scuzzy little magazine, 2 words, Duke Lacrosse. Now, let's say he has a problem, all right? When you are that talented, talent can overshadow both personal pain and the excesses of your social life. People who are around you won't tell you if you have a problem. My advice is to start listening to the family and the people who love you and screw all those that are around you, because they're not doing you any favors.
And so Greg's rant came because the Rolling Stone piece came out, and then Jimmy Fallon issued this apology to the Tonight Show staff on Thursday. A quote, "It's embarrassing and I feel so bad. Sorry if I embarrassed you and your family and friends. I feel so bad. I can't even tell you. I want the show to be fun. It should be inclusive for everybody. It should be funny. It should be the best show, the best people." End quote. Guy, what do you take?
Well, it was a riveting rant by Greg, and it didn't go the way I expected it to. Because it's like, all right, here's the king of late night. Here's a story that might look bad for the competition, an opportunity for Greg to maybe kick the guy while he's down, and instead it went in a very different direction. And obviously Greg was super fired up, using some earmuffs words along the way there on the 5 that I won't repeat because I don't have the clout that he's got here. I think, look, if Jimmy Fallon has a drinking problem, get help. If Jimmy Fallon has done specific things to people where he's been demeaning or abusive, then apologize specifically to those people for those actions. But just the broad-based apology, the rolling apology, I think there's a lot of truth to what Greg said. And it's a competitive, tough business. Jimmy Fallon is super talented. You don't always have a great day. Sometimes you might lash out. No one is always on their very best behavior. And to try to find a way to bring someone down, I feel like we do a lot of that in this society, and to have Greg stand up for Jimmy the way that he did, I thought was a really fascinating TV moment.
Yep. But Jimmy, and you know, in his apology, when he said it should be inclusive, he had to add that buzzword there. It was an important one. I'm sure that was scripted for him.
Oh, 100%. And to be clear, I haven't seen Greg that mad since he couldn't get on the rides at Six Flags. He's like, sorry, sir, 54 inches. And it was wrong that they did that to him. He is the king of late night. I love Greg. Speaking to you as his most talented fill-in host, I will say this. He's 100% right that Jimmy Fallon brought this on himself by trying to appease the very people you just referenced in saying this needed to be an inclusive workspace. Let me explain how this started, because it goes all the way back to the 2016 election. Jimmy Fallon was the king of late night at the time. This is pre-Gutfeld being a weeknight show, okay? He was beating Colbert. Okay, and then Jimmy Fallon had Donald Trump on his show, if you remember, famously mussed his hair. The outraged people went crazy, accused Jimmy Fallon of normalizing Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who had a show on NBC for the previous 15 years, apparently didn't go mainstream until Fallon mussed his hair. And that's what it became. And then you remember, in November, Trump wins the election, Saturday Night Live opens the show with Hallelujah by Kate McKinnon, dressed as Hillary Clinton, and they weep as a staff, mind you. They had all hosted Trump as the host of the show the previous spring. Trump hosted Saturday Night Live. Yet that same cast a few months later is now crying because this is an end of the Republic moment, because their former host, their former 15-year show on The Apprentice host, has won the election. And these people, okay, it is all, when it comes to Trump, everyone needs to know this, it is a manufactured hysteria. Does he do a lot of unconventional things? Yes. Does he do a lot of things you might think are unbecoming of a politician? Absolutely, but that's always been his personality. The hysteria that surrounds him is manufactured. So I would echo Greg's sentiments. Jimmy Fallon, you are a comedian. You don't need clowns. These people are clowns. It's performative victimhood. Everything about the environment at a late night show. Dude, it's a late night show. You're the most privileged workers in the world, okay? And these people in this moment are trying to fill some other void that has nothing to do with Jimmy Fallon.
Well, and Aisha, these are anonymous sources going to Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
There is a clear path. If you have an actual workplace complaint, you go through the HR department. Absolutely.
Right.
You can still be anonymous.
Yeah.
But that's not what they did here.
And still
what do you make of it?
Get something out of an investigation, whatever. Can I just compliment Greg, because I wonder if someone else in late night would have done that for him.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
Wait,
probably not.
Stop it.
So that tells you a lot about Greg's character and just what a genuine person he is. TV is hard, right? Like, for all of us, like, it's not the hardest job, but in terms of like putting ourselves out there and we sort of like ask for criticism, and some of the best advice I ever got was don't read the comments. Like, just don't read them. Now, I read the comments and I reply, but what that advice meant was people are anonymous. Like, many of these people are just logging on, throwing off something out there, making you feel like crap. And if you're not a secure person and you don't really know who you are, it will destroy you. And I've seen it destroy so many people that have been in this business that you would think were like at the top of their game. And just because of some random people on Twitter or whatever said something, I can't imagine what Jimmy Fallon is going through. But you're right. It should have gone through HR and it should have been done the proper way.
No apology. Next time they get a middle finger emoji and you move on. That's my advice. And you're right, though. Don't read the comments.
Don't read the comments.
Oh, my comments after yesterday's show?
I want to know who created
Those
the
were from
comment
me.
section.
No, I know, yeah.
I remember the
brutal.
day the comment section was created, and I thought, this is going to go bad.
We'll see what kind of comments we get after the next segment, because the Big Four is coming up next.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.